I didn't. Can you think you can muster it up again?
God, no.
Try to.
No, I can't burp on. I can't burp
There you
on
go.
command.
It's the Jack
and Cathy
Show.
shit show.
And there we go.
Yeah, how was that?
Okay,
Did you like
I
that
think
one?
I think if
Okay.
I can't believe how I look right now. Like I just get. Hey, look at me, yo! Look at Adrian. Adrian.
Because you're wearing your muscle shirt.
It's not a muscle shirt. First of all, it's sleeveless, and every once in a while, well, the bottom line is I didn't have any shirts.
I'm shaking my head like, no, don't do that impression.
Can you hear in the background there?
The dryer? Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Shall I go turn that off?
Maybe, because it correlates to why I'm wearing an old 1980s cutoff shirt.
That's a classic. I bet there's value in that now.
Sure. A lot of value right now in it if you take a big whiff. Well, this is what's good for podcasting when we just completely stop talking and turn off the stuff that's working right now. Okay, cool. Well, welcome back, Kat. So that's why the dryer's running, because we haven't done laundry in God knows how long.
Yes. The maid quit, didn't she?
I'm the maid.
You are hardly the maid. You do a lot around here, but don't you? How many toilets have you cleaned?
I don't clean
Mr.
toilets.
Maid.
I pee on them. I do not clean them. You can clean the toilets. I tend to do more laundry.
You are very, very good.
Yeah, I tend to do
laundry.
the laundry, and then I don't know what happened, but I went to go get clothes for the workout this morning, and I'm going through all this stuff, and I didn't want to wear like a Foo Fighters t-shirt or something like that. Not that there's anything wrong with wearing a Foo Fighter t-shirt.
Why wouldn't you wear a Foo Fighters
I just
t-shirt?
sometimes don't like the cotton. Like I like the Moisture Wick shirts when we work out.
Oh yeah.
And so.
Yeah. And plus they don't look sweaty like when you're.
Oh, I do when I wear that. Like it gets drenched, but then it's like it sticks to you because that cotton stuff.
Yeah.
So so I had this old. Should I show my guns though?
Show the guns, babe.
Oh,
that's not very impressive. What's happening there?
There's a gun over there.
I
don't feel like doing it. So I apologize for looking like y'all. What's going on? You know.
You were posing for me this morning while you were working out. You were doing
funny.
your bodybuilder poses.
That was so funny.
Flexing your calf and then twisting the arm to show the tricep definition and all that. And
I'm adorable. You were turned on, weren't you?
That was it. Very distracting, babe.
Was
Hard
it?
to work out.
Were you like, oh my god?
Oh my gosh.
Right here in the club.
Right now. On the hamstring curl machine. Give it to me.
Oh, I have so many inappropriate things to say about that machine. Because you realize what you just said.
You like the one I chose, right?
You realize what you just said. Was that intentional, or did you accidentally fall into that?
Oh, it was intentional.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
chose a machine. Yes.
That was a good one. Do another leg curl, Cass. Okay, well, now that we got that out of the way.
So let's talk about what we watched yesterday.
Do you want to go there first?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You talk about it.
Well, we started the podcast yesterday and aborted, didn't we?
We did.
Because we went off the rails a little bit, you and I.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
Babe?
What?
We went off the rails a little bit yesterday, and I said, let's hit pause. Pause. We stopped the recording, and we had a big discussion. We weren't on the same page, I would say, yesterday morning.
Can you tie that together for me with the TV that we watched?
Well, yes, I will bring it around.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I know what show you want to talk about. I thought you meant Hacks.
No.
I don't want to talk about
that. About that.
You know what's funny? I don't want to talk about it.
Why?
The show specifically.
Why?
I don't want anyone to know.
What are you talking about?
I don't want to be selfish.
That's ridiculous.
It's totally not.
That's ridiculous.
All right, go.
So, but yeah, I was having a basically the discussion led to my mindset of lack, shall we say, that I was, just when you get to that point when you're very worried about work and where that's going to come from, and in the real estate market, things are just topsy-turvy right now and different. And so we went upstairs and Jack said, I really, really want you to watch The Secret. And I had seen some of it before, but I had never watched the whole thing through. And
I was pretty adamant about one thing. Do you remember?
Which one thing was
No
that?
distractions, no phone, no nothing, fully engaged.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
During the commercial breaks that we were forced to have, I did work on an email,
stuff,
but
right? That's different.
But I definitely took the message away from it, and it was a really, really good message of really focusing on what it is you want in life and believing in that, and from that belief is how you will obtain those things that you want in your life. And it was just a really great message, and I'm very thankful to you for sitting me down and saying, try watching this.
Did you feel it was a punch to the gut when I said, you spent a lot of time in lack? Was that a punch?
Yes.
Okay.
Was it intended to be a punch?
Well, I don't want it to be a punch. It's just the reality of things, right? And what the show, it's very corny production,
yes,
to be sure.
It is. There is some goofy stuff that makes you roll your eyes, It's
really nutty.
When was it created?
It's got to be ages old, because the guy, one of the Michael Beckwith who's on there, we follow him on our Instagram page.
Which guy was that?
He's the black guy.
Oh, okay.
He's bald now. He's like me. So all those beautiful locks of his gone.
Yeah.
So for those of you that aren't familiar with it, you can look up The Secret. It's on YouTube and it's free. And it's a bunch of metaphysicists and spiritual people, and the guy who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul's on there. There's
authors, there are scientists, there are philosophers.
The core is that
life coach.
Yeah. The bottom line is that whether it's God or the universe or some spirit or whatever you believe in, everything works exactly how you want it to work. Now, that doesn't mean in your favor. Let me rephrase that. It works in your favor, but that's misleading if people are new to this concept. Meaning, if it works in my favor, then why are all these bad things happening? And what the crux of this, do you want to go down this path with? Is this what you want to talk about?
I love it.
All right. I thought you were going to talk about Hacks, which is a really good show.
Yeah, it is a good show.
I love how I go to the deep end of the pool, but I was so ready to be shallow the whole time. Because I watched an episode of Hacks while I was working out. It's just so well written.
It really is.
God damn.
So now I'm behind. You watched it without
just
me.
One episode. I did.
But go on.
Well, this is what happens when you get married. You start taking each other for granted, and so I guess I am.
So then you start watching series
without somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So the basic premise is that you get exactly what you put out there. And I used to say when I had my own life coaching business that what you think, and this is not mine.
Right. They even said
this
that
is evolved
sentence
over. Yeah, what you think is what you feel, and what you feel is what you project. And then what you project is what you attract. And it reminds me, remember that one time I was having a really great day when we were first dating? I said, this woman just came up to me out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Do you remember that story?
Yeah.
I was walking in downtown Naperville.
I thought it was Downers Grove, but yeah.
Maybe it was Downers. But how a woman came up to me.
And said,
do you remember?
Something about your energy or how happy you look.
She goes, you just have this incredible energy about you. You're a very handsome man. What are you doing later? Here's my address. No. But she did say, she goes, you just have this glow about you. And I remember feeling great that day. So what The Secret says is that you get exactly what you put out there in the universe. Mm-hmm. It's not a karma thing. And by the way, look up karma. Karma doesn't mean karma pays you back. Karma is just it's all the same. Yeah. Whatever you put out, you get back. So if I was telling Cathy that I felt she was living in lack, that every time she talked about her job, it was, is this okay to say this on the air?
Yep.
Or do you want me to?
Nope. Go for it.
That I shouldn't say every time. That's not fair. Often,
thank you for correcting that.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Often it was, it's not going to work, or I don't have anything, or there's no new business coming along. And so what the universe says is that, okay, well, I'm going to keep giving you no new business then, because that's what you're believing. Mm-hmm. And if you believe, I'm probably going to get a phone call soon about this kind of stuff. And by the way, we'll get to some more details if you're okay with us going down this path. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So to be sure, let's press pause. I truly believe in everything I'm talking about. And while I don't go to church and I don't believe in God and I certainly don't believe in religions, I believe in this. And so one might argue it's all the same, right? Yeah. And it could be. I just don't need to, what I want to believe in first is that the energy that I create, that we're all energetic beings. We are all made of carbon and a whole bunch of different chemicals, and we all interact with one another, and a plant and a tree grows because it can, and it believes it can, and we do too. So this notion of The Secret was brought to me 4 years ago, and a friend of mine said that her life changed because of it. This is a woman named Renee, and she told me I was living a lot in lack, that everything was bad, that I'm never going to find a girlfriend, and my job isn't this. And so The Secret says you will continue to get what you put out there. Mm-hmm. And so if you think that you're not going to get any more leads, then that's what you're going to feel. And when you feel that, your body energy is going to throw that energy out there, and you're going to continue to not have things happen for you. Yeah. That's called what I used to say, living in lack. Mm-hmm. I don't think they use the word lack that often in the show, but that's what I use. Yeah. And the converse is true, that if you go, things are going to work out, and it's not, I'll be okay and it's going to be fine if I'm this. It's not that. We talked about that yesterday. It's not just accepting that things are bad, because if you accept that things are bad, you're still putting out bad stuff. Mm-hmm. And so the universe keeps giving you bad stuff, but you're excusing it by saying, well, that's okay. Well, it's not okay. You don't want that. You want a nicer house, or you want a nicer car, or a better job, or better relationships, or better health. And so if you think I'm never going to be able to do this, and the world is working against me, boy, every time I go to the gym, someone's on the machine. The universe is giving you those experiences. And I know that sounds hokey, right? Mm-hmm. It sounds crazy that, oh, sure, I just have to think and it will happen, right? Mm-hmm. But it does happen that way. Yeah. You always laugh that every time we go someplace, nearly every single time, we start to drive, and Cathy will say we're going whatever restaurant it is. Cathy will say blocks before we're at the restaurant, you may as well try to find a spot. Mm-hmm. There's a spot. And I went, well, we're going to find one closer. I don't say it like, well, I want to see if there's one closer, because that's not belief. Right. What do I say to you?
Right. I'll find one closer. Yeah.
And then what happens if I don't see one right away?
You go around the block.
Let me go around the block because one's going to show up. And what happens? Someone just miraculously pulls out of a spot. Would you argue it probably happens 90% of the time? Not all the time, right?
I would. Absolutely. We laugh about it.
Okay. So to bring this full circle, oh my God, I have a fear of what's going to happen every time we do something. I have my phone on loud.
You have it on so loud, and there have been a handful of inappropriate moments that your phone has ringing. Oh my goodness.
So embarrassing.
Yes.
So can you do me a favor, since it's by you can hear it's beeping? Can you just grab it and I'll continue talking? Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So when I first started to watch The Secret, my friend Sarah told me to watch it. She was the one who was adamant, and my friend Renee told me to watch it. They were both adamant that I was living in lack, and I've got to understand that that I'm believing these things. And I went, that's not true. I really think positive thoughts. It's not positive thoughts, because a positive thought is this, right? I might be late to this meeting. I'm probably going to be late, but it's going to be okay. So you tell yourself that's a positive thought.
Yes. I do that a lot.
Right. The converse is I'm going to be on time for this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we get in the car, we're going to go someplace. I never once go into it saying, I hope I'm going to get a spot. The moment I do, the moment I go, oh, if I hope there's a spot, there's never a spot.
Yeah.
Because what I just put into the universe
is doubt.
And so doubt showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I do say, okay, it's truly like this. Renee said to me and Sarah both said, you're living in lack. I watched The Secret 5 times. I was never understanding it because I would argue with them and go, I'm thinking these things. Your life just works out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched it a 6th time and I went, oh, it's about belief. And it's not just thinking something's possible. It's really believing it.
Yes.
It's truly believing this is going to happen. And I'm going to get to some other pieces. And so I went, fuck, I get it. And Renee was asking me to meet her in this cute town outside of Boulder. Fuck, I'm drawing a blank on it. I got to take you there when we're there next. And there was a art fair going on, and they were going to eat at this restaurant that was right along the block road of the art fair, which means, logically think about it, no parking anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went like this. Oh my God, it's about belief. Okay, I can't wait to see them. I visualize myself pulling up right in front of the restaurant and getting a spot, them sitting outside waiting for me, a beer waiting for me. I said, I bet they're going to order me a beer. And I thought about all these things, and then I almost closed my eyes as I was driving thinking this, and then it became a feeling, and I could feel my whole body energy change. And sure as fuck, I'm not making this up.
I know you're not.
And critics are going to go coincidental. Oh, that was just coincidence.
That's okay.
And I'm fine with that.
Critics can say whatever they want.
And then next thing you know, I start to pull up and I see a blinker go on in a car. Mm-hmm. Guy turns left, turn signal on, pulls out. It's right in front of the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
They wave and Renee goes, I got you a beer. Is beer okay?
Yeah.
I know you like bourbon. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then I told Renee that story and she goes, finally.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
So, okay. So let's press a huge pause here.
Mm-hmm.
When you and I were talking and I said, I feel you living in lack, and you can say positive things because you're such a positive person.
I am.
You really are. You're so empathetic and caring and joyful, except when it comes to you.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to you, it's doubt and fear and anxiety. And so you've learned to cope with that, if I might go deep into a realm that I have no qualifications on. What ends up happening is you cloak yourself and that's okay, but you still don't get what you want. You got lucky with me.
Mm-hmm. I did.
You did. We both got lucky.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you went into it with the right thing, right? You went into it with probably a belief of this is going to be fun because we had an interaction that was fun.
I went into the you're talking about
Our
me
date.
when I was searching for a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I went into that whole, I'm going to call it an endeavor.
That's a great word.
Of trying to, look into the world for a partner. I knew that I wanted to find a partner I could be close to, that I could do things with and play with and talk to and communicate with. And I didn't think about finding a best friend, but that's essentially what I was searching for. And I just knew in my heart that there has to be a strong connection to somebody out there for me, just like a really symbiotic something, because I feel it with my female friends. We just are so symbiotic, and just the energy that you get from another person. I just always felt that in my female relationships, but never felt that in a male relationship. And so I knew that's what my heart was looking for. And when you and I had our first date, it was so easy and fun. And it's been, not to say our relationship is easy, but I do believe, my point being that I believe I manifested you for sure.
I'm going to say that because here, let me tell you what I've heard you say to me. I am really elevated because I'm excited.
Did you have coffee after I left?
No.
No. Did you have a cold brew?
I really would love a cold brew.
We have to make you a pumpkin spice cold brew.
Do they make a decaf? No, cold brew's not decaf.
Why can't you make a decaf cold brew?
I don't know.
Well,
Can you?
why
You can?
not?
I don't know how it works. Is the bean decaffeinated, or do they extract something from the bean? I thought
Yes, they take the caffeine out of the
they
bean.
do. Oh no,
Yeah.
shit! I never knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, learned something new today. Here's what I'm going to say, and I firmly believe this, and I'm so okay with people that doubt it, because then continue to live in lack. I'm cool with it. It's not fun.
Mm-mm.
I went into, when I came back from, I'm going to get to you in a second. When I came back from Colorado and watched The Secret, I told you, I think this scared you a little bit. I shouldn't say scared you. You were like, whoa. So I finally can I go into my story I told? And then I'll talk about how it relates to us and you.
Okay.
No, let
Sure.
me stop.
Well,
I'm going to go to you. You met me the year before we actually met in person. And there was something about me.
Yes.
There was something about my look. It just seemed different than anything else you had really seen. Not that you hadn't seen handsome men or more handsome men and all those other things. I'm not saying I was the handsomest guy and all that. It was just, there was something about me.
There was something about your profile when I first saw you the year before.
And I tease you all the time that you were like a stalker from that day on and had a room dedicated to me with pictures of me and all this other kind of stuff. So here's...
Not as far as you know.
Okay. But here's what I'm going to bet. Because the moment you saw me again, everything came back fast. The moment I saw you, I went, I have no idea who she is. And I couldn't remember. Because I had never attached you to anything. And I'm going to make this universe argument to you. And I know I might sound like I'm spinning it and it's hokey and capital F and a capital Y to everyone who wants to argue me on it.
Capital F. And
Fuck you.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what?
Fuck you if you want to argue me on this. I believe I had a profound impact on you because multiple times, 2 or 3, you said, hey, still want to get together. Not sure if you're in Chicago. You reached out to me. So you know what I believe happened in your head? You had a vision of me. You had a vision of, because of the way I dressed and the scenery I was in. You're like, I got a vision of this guy.
Yeah.
Right? And I became a vision board for you in your brain.
Yes.
Okay?
That's an interesting thought. I think that's probably...
And so you might have met other men that were kind of close to that.
It was based on... That vision board, by the way, was based on pictures that you had in your profile.
Right. But
on the dating app.
But it wasn't just my... Again...
So the vision board correlation is actually quite accurate.
So to prove to people how secure I am, because clearly if you listen to the podcast, I'm very self-assured. More handsome men, I'm sure, right? You went out with several, at least between the time we met to the time we met the second time, clearly went out with handsome men. You could say yes, it's okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Very comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Right. That's okay. I'm very comfortable with that. My point is the vision of me was not my face. It was the shape of my shoulders. It was the scenery in the background. It was me holding it. It was all of these factors of me that became, oh man, I hope he is what he seems to be in these pictures.
Yeah.
But no other man had checked a lot of those boxes, right? They might have been handsome. Maybe they had a good career, but they were not, right? Why do I say that? You manifested me.
I did good.
But do you see, because you believed in it? So then when you went on that date, your energy was better because you believed in it. You didn't go to that date going, I hope this one works. That might be positive. You didn't go into the date. You've told me this, unless you're telling me something different now. You didn't go into that date going, I hope this works. You went to the date going, I'm so excited to see this guy. And I'm going to maintain that it's because you had this vision of what I was a year earlier. Yeah. And then when we talked, you're like, okay, this is all good. But there wasn't I just want to, God, I really want somebody.
Right. There wasn't.
Because then the universe is going to keep giving you, ready? If you have the attitude of, I just really want someone, the universe is going to keep you in search mode. Follow that? Does that make sense what I just said?
Yeah, of course. Of course it does.
Because you're just in want mode. You're not in I'm going to get it mode.
Yes. And there's that word, the belief. The word belief. It's a biggie.
So I believe in my soul that you manifested me. Now you're going to ask, well, did I manifest you?
It makes me sound very powerful, doesn't it?
But see?
I know.
But you are.
I know.
We all are that powerful.
Yes. Agreed. Why are you scrunching up your face so much?
Because I believe this so
I
much.
know.
Because you just said that makes me really powerful. And for me, it's like, duh.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yes. And you told me you watched The Secret like 6 times or something before it really sunk in. I'm clearly a faster learner. But I would like to watch it. I could see needing to watch it, other times just to reset, because last I checked, I was a mere mortal and I definitely have my weaknesses. And so it's like working out and watching it and reminding myself and resetting it to the belief that I'm going to achieve my goals. I would have in the past said everything's going to be okay, and that does help in some instances, But
you know what you're getting when you say that, right? You're just getting okay. You're just getting everything's okay, which means you're going to have challenges, but you can handle it. Challenges, you can handle it.
Right.
Instead of
it's different than a belief.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've always had as part of my soul, and I think it left me for a little bit, but when I was in the band, we had a band manager named Lynn, and she was amazing. And Lynn said that I used to astound her because she said to me, it seems like, see if this connects now after watching The Secret, it seems like anytime you think of something, it fucking happens. She goes, you said, hey, we should see if we can get on Taste of Chicago. Right? And all the guys in the band went, dude, Taste of Chicago, come on. We played there 3 times.
Yeah.
Right? Lynn goes, it seems like whatever you put your mind to, it appears. And isn't that what The Secret's all about? If you think it and then believe it, it becomes real. What did I say to you right when you came downstairs before we started recording today? What was I doing? I was sitting on the couch.
Oh, yeah, you're trying to learn a song.
No, but what did I say to you?
I'm going to learn this.
I said, I'm going to have this song. I'm going to know this song.
Yeah.
On the banjo. I don't even know how to play the banjo. But I bought a banjo because I always wanted to learn it and never have to put time toward it, and then found a song that has a banjo in it. And I said to you, as you came downstairs, I went, I'm going to know this song, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a question of if or I can or God, I wish I knew this. It's I'm going to learn this song. When I started playing in the band, do you know what I truly saw? Do you know what I saw? I saw me standing on a stage like Taste of Chicago. I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see these things. That's why I get very frustrated with people who I feel are far more talented than me, who just have natural skills that I don't have. When they go, I'm not going to get there. I'm like, oh my God, you've got more skills than I could ever fucking imagine. If I had your skills and my belief, I'd be tearing it up. So I'm going to work my ass out to get it. So that gets to point number 2. You still have to show up. It's not just a matter of saying, I'm going to know this song.
You can't sit in your room and
right. And then the banjo just comes to me.
Believe it, and then one day it appears. No,
but
you have to.
Okay, so let me use this.
You have to move through your days with that belief, because it's that belief that you subconsciously start making choices that support your belief, because you start living your belief.
So I told you that I was struggling. I'm for anyone that's listening, these are all just examples of belief. And truly one of the things that is quite different between me and Cathy. There's several things that are very different, even though we love each other and our compatibility levels are off the charts. There's still things that we're different on. And you had, as we talked about in a way earlier podcast, a shit ton of issues with sweating. And that has led to this protective mode for you, right? This, I'm likely going to sweat. I'm likely going to sweat. So if I just look at it a little bit rosier, everything's going to be okay. And And so that's so ingrained in you that, well, I'm probably not going to get this client, but that's okay. And I'm probably not going to get, but that's okay. Because you've had this, right? I'll be okay.
Yes.
And what I want you to say is, and that's why this kind of came up, what I want you to say is, oh, I believe I'm going to be different. I believe I'm going to get these clients. I'm not, God, I really want to. No, it's going to happen. Okay. So for our honeymoon, was really kind of tossing and turning about driving all over the country. I really wanted to go to Europe, right? Remember I said to you? Remember early on I said I want to go to Europe. I don't know if you remember that. So I believe this is how the universe works. And you're okay with going anywhere. Like you don't give a shit. Like for you just...
Correct. I was being a little more frugal because of, I was like, let's just go on a road trip. We've got a lot of expenses this year. We're taking the kids to Costa Rica. But I was being practical.
But I put my bonus and tax return away. I don't know if you remember me saying that to you back in April. And I went, I put this away for this purpose, right? I put some money away for this, for specifically this purpose, right? And so I want everyone to listen to know that. And if you, again, doubt it, that's fine. I'm really comfortable with it. But bad things are going to happen to you and I. Sad things are going to happen to you and I, because that's life. And we're going to continue to have success.
Yeah.
Do you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
Bad things are going to happen and we're going to continue to have success.
Exactly.
Not we'll get through it.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to have success.
Yep.
We found each other because we manifested this thing we have in front of each other right now.
Agreed.
So I'm in my brain, I'm like, God, I really want to try to get to Europe somehow. And I think this is the message I want you guys to hear. In April was when we started talking about the honeymoon going to Europe. And then it became, well, maybe we'll go to Canada. And then maybe we'll take a drive around the Blue Ridge Mountains. All beautiful options, right? Maybe we'll go out west. And in my soul, I'm like, I really want to go to Paris or Europe. But I never knew the destination.
Right.
I just said I'd like to go to Europe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Because you and I love it.
Scotland was on the list.
Scotland was on the list. So isn't this funny? I'm glad you remembered. Scotland was way up on the list, right?
Yeah.
Scotland. I'm paying off our American Express credit card and I'm just checking the numbers and all that. And American Express travel notice comes up and it says flights to London using your American Express card or whatever it was, $400 round trip per person.
Right.
From Chicago.
Right.
And I went, what in the fuck? So full stop. I honestly believe the universe went, you said you wanted Europe, so here's Europe. It is then my choice to see it or ignore it. Because the universe puts things right in front of you. So you can see it or you can ignore it. I went down a rabbit hole and went, hey, Kath, we could go to London. And wouldn't it be cool to go to London? And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call my friend Bethany, who lives in London with her partner Steve, just to see if we can see them because we're there. I'm going to call my friend Paul. I'm going to talk to my friend Paul, who's in the States here. Talk to my friend Hugh, who lived in London for a while. Ready? Simply to put out there, where should we go? Got places to stay? Do you know what the universe fucking rewarded us with? Tell everybody.
Yeah, place to stay. Your
Bethany
friend
offered us her apartment.
Yeah,
because
so
her and her husband
generous.
are going to be gone that week. So they said, why don't you just stay at our
back
place?
Stateside.
Do you guys get it? I'm not lucky. You're not lucky. This isn't luck.
Yeah.
If you absolutely believe that things are going to happen for you, they're going to happen. Now, ready? Let's rewind this whole discussion. I wanted Scotland. I even forgot it was Scotland. I wanted Scotland so badly. I kept saying, let's go to a distillery. And now we get England. Do you see that?
Yes.
The universe said, well, it's not, it's close. And by the way, but it is, we could take a plane over there if we wanted to.
Yeah.
We could spend a day, fly to Scotland and come back. But the universe is saying it's right here. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised right now if I go online and find out that flights from England to Scotland are half price.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah, babe. I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does everyone listening get it?
I think they're all nodding.
I get really preachy this episode.
You do, but this is your passion. This is why for a period in your life, you were a life coach because you have this kind of energy and drive and focus and belief system. And I also think that's one of the many reasons why you're good for me.
I'm glad you received my conversation with you yesterday because I was really nervous and it's been on my mind for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we've talked about people we know who live in lack.
Mm-hmm.
And it's part of the reason I struggled with a friendship I had with a guy that I'm really not as close to as I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I get that we all get sad, and I will get sad and get upset and go, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
To believe in what The Secret presents does not mean you are forever free of self-doubt.
Yeah.
If you can pivot from it quickly, though, and recognize that self-doubt can turn into self-fulfillment, it can help you pivot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And full circle to beginning this conversation, I'm so glad I was able to tell you, babe, you're living in lack and it's getting to be too much for you.
Mm-hmm.
We got to shift this.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to be receptive of that moment and say, let's watch this. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Middle of the afternoon, took a break from, it's a lunch thing to do, right? Basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm so happy because then you said, you know what, babe, now that you've started making me think about this, I want to get a place in Chicago, a duplex here in Wisconsin, and keep this house. And you know what? That's what we're going to get because I want it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell back in my chair.
I want to do vision boards. I really do. I love that idea. I've been, since we watched it yesterday, I've been envisioning all the things I want to put on my vision board. And I think that would be a fantastic task. And I know it sounds, again, it's almost like the corny parts of the movie to do a vision board. Like, don't you just know what you want? Can't you just? But it's a good reminder because we get very distracted by things in our day and our life. And it's a good reminder to look at it and remind yourself what your vision is.
Do you know what
you want for yourself? Your focus, your belief.
Exactly. Did you know that when I lost all the weight from P90X, lost those 35 pounds, that in my basement, do you know what I had a picture of up as a reminder of what I wanted to be? Can you guess?
Richard Simmons.
Oh, God.
You love Richard Simmons.
Who do you think I would have a picture of that I wanted to be like?
You had.
Come on, I'm gonna put it.
I'm
gonna put it on here for everyone to see.
You had a picture of Daniel Craig.
Yes. Do you know when?
In when he was in Bond.
Right, when he was coming out of the water.
Coming out of the water, right, in his little sort of Speedo short suit.
I took that picture and I put it in my workout room. Yeah. And I saw it every day.
Yep.
And I went, that's what I want to look like. Unfortunately, the head part is not the same. He's very handsome.
You're very handsome, babe.
Oh, he's...
What?
I'm going to reach out to him and his wife, see if they want to have dinner.
Okay.
When we're in London.
Okay.
See,
I like it.
You hear that and you're like, oh, what the fuck? And the next thing you know, I'm like, hey, we're having dinner with Daniel Craig. I'm just going to leverage the fact that you were on, hey, my wife, an actress.
She had 45 seconds on Chicago Fire, episode 7.
You were very
season
good
7,
on it.
and
she
was really good.
You were good on it. I truly think you'd be a great actress.
Well, thank you, babe. I just can't do love scenes with another actor.
You could.
That
would it bug you?
Can I choose who the actor is?
Where are you going?
What? All roads lead to Idris Elba.
If you did a scene with him, you'd leave me. I know you would.
Never, babe.
Yeah, you would.
Mm-mm.
So, one last story. Alex and Sam are coming up this weekend, baby.
Yes, we get the grandbaby.
Oh, there's a manifestation for that too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I told Alex and Sam, do you want to... Or I said, if you want to golf, I've got reciprocal relationships because of our club relationships at different country clubs. And so to me, Sam manifested playing at this club.
Yeah.
Sam did, not me.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Because Sam went, Sam wanted to play at a country club up here, wanted to play at clubs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
But someone said, I've got a relationship with this. Now it's up to him to decide to do something with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't bring it up anymore. So I figure,
Mm-hmm.
well, it's his thing to manifest, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sam said, hey, we'd like to go to these particular clubs.
Yeah.
And at this particular time. And I went, okay, well, I'm going to call
Brad.
up Brad, our contact. And I went, well, I know he's going to give a time. I just hope it's the time that works for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you see how my brain went? It was, I know we're going to get a time.
Yes.
I just hope it coincides with the baby.
Yes.
And then I even said, if it doesn't work, you can always bring the baby up on Thursday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thursday night. And then you can go Friday morning. And sure as shit, Brad writes me today, got you guys a reservation. And do you know what time Sam wanted?
Noon.
He wanted noon.
Yes.
And that's when they got their reservation.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I didn't even ask for noon.
Yeah.
I said 10 or 11.
Wow.
I didn't ask for noon. I said 10 or 11 is what what I was targeting for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you see, and if my son-in-law is listening to this, that's how it works. You really believe that someone's going to do these things for you.
Right.
That you really believe these things are going to work in your favor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Envision your life.
Okay, so why don't you talk now the rest of the podcast since I just spent 41 minutes talking.
You did. You kind of took this one over, but that's okay. I knew you would because this is the message you shared with me yesterday, and I knew you were, ahead of the game.
I really did not think this is what you want to talk about today.
Well, we can also talk about the show Hacks on HBO.
Show. We're going to do the banter at the end of the podcast.
I think we watched 3 episodes last night.
We watched 5 together.
5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because you watched the 6th one while
Today.
you were working out today.
Yeah.
And you couldn't have finished it then.
Oh, I
That
got
many?
to.
I don't know. However
Seconds
many
left.
we watched, and there's a few seasons, so I'm very excited that we're just starting, and it's a few seasons of TV to watch. But it's super smart writing, and the acting is over the top good and solid female.
Sorry, keep going.
Solid female cast, mostly female,
so
and
so good.
And I believe the director, at least maybe the first season, sometimes they change directors, but the first season so far is a female director too. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just brilliantly done. So that's fun to find a new show. It's not new. It's like, a couple years old now.
Yep.
But really well done. Highly recommend it. So there you go. The Secret and Hack.
And thank you for being open to hearing all that we talked about.
Yes.
Because otherwise you could have said, I'm not doing this shit. And
well, I think it's an important part of our relationship and how we want our relationship to look, that we can, when one person is like, damn it, the other one's, like, get back up.
Yep.
Let's do this. I got you.
Yep.
So.
Oh, I'm so excited about marrying you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to make a difference, but I'm looking forward to the day.
Yeah, it's going to be
our
fun.
Our lives are awesome anyway.
I know.
I'm just very looking forward to the day.
We're very.
We
got
a
it good, babe.
blast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
right.
this.
The and.
This is
our
the
card
Skin
deck.
Deep.
Yeah, the Skin Deep, the and.
This is the amusing edition, by the way, and they have not been amusing at all. I'm going to go first. Ready? So we'd like to take the time to do this and recognize the Skin Deep, and you can find them on YouTube. And so they're awesome. Mm-hmm. And we use them we've been doing this at every podcast at the end of it. And this is probably where everyone stops listening.
Yeah, right.
Which that's sad because maybe we should do this at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay.
We should do a beginning and use it as a template for the rest of the conversation.
We could.
Okay. So, or maybe we'll get them to advertise. Right. What do you think will become important in my life that I'm unaware of now? Oh.
Important in your life that you're unaware of now.
Yeah. That's like really cool. How is that amusing?
Yeah, right?
I don't get it.
What will be important in your life that you're unaware of now? So this is me saying it for you, right? Being close to your children and grandchildren?
Yeah, but I know that's going to happen.
You know that's going to happen?
Yeah. It's a weird question. It's hard.
Yeah.
I don't know how you answer it. What do you think you will become important in my life that I'm unaware of now? It's weird. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, because I think that what it makes my mind think of is something that maybe you're not showing gratitude for.
Oh.
You know?
Ooh. That's a good one.
And we definitely try to stay conscientious to all the things we have in life.
That's a good one. I don't know.
I can't think of it.
That's a really hard question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for giving you the hard one.
Oh, that's all right.
Did you hear what I just said?
You're not sorry.
No, did you hear what I said?
Yeah. Sorry for giving you the hard one.
Sit in it for a while.
Yeah.
Sorry for giving you the hard one.
That's what he said?
There we go.
What's something your parents told you which finally you see truth in, whereas before you didn't? So something your parents told you.
This is 2 for me
which
right now.
finally you see truth in, whereas before you didn't.
How about, can you answer it for yourself?
Well, I think that's what it's supposed to be.
No, you're asking it of the other person.
It.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd rather you ask it of yourself, because last time we each had 2 questions. So ask of yourself, what's something your parents told you which you finally see truth in, whereas before you didn't?
Gosh. These are stumping me. I can't think of anything.
Was it about your relationships? Was it about
No.
your career? Did you doubt your career at any point?
Something my parents told me. I can't think of anything. Can you think of anything for yourself?
No, these were 2 really hard questions. It's almost like I'd have to step away from it and ponder it a while.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are hard ones.
Did we fail?
No,
Is it a failure?
No, it makes us closer. There's no failure. I love you, sweetheart.
I love you too.
2
babe.
weeks?
No. 2.5.
2.5 weeks.
Nice, babe.
All right, rock and roll.
All right, good one.
That note. Peace.
You just listened to another episode of the Jack and Cathy Shit Show. All recording, engineering, and production provided by us. Connect with the podcast on Instagram at Jack and Cathy Shit Show for more insight into our shit show of a life. This episode is proudly brought to you by Pint Productions.
Point.